Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Mindfulness Through the Stars, a Zodiac Wellness Guide by Ashley Flores. Narrated by Leslie Howard. Introduction. How astrology can change your life, and how to get the most from this book. I used to think astrology was a whole lot of bullshit. I never really took the time to truly understand what it was before Z happened. Little did I know I was depriving myself of information that I could use to my advantage. Information that I could use to better my relationship with myself and others. Most importantly, information that I could use to improve my mental state and well-being. Once I took the time to truly dive into the world of astrology, I was able to uncover parts of myself I didn't realize existed. Through simple research on my zodiac sign, Aquarius, I was able to understand myself through astrology just by looking at my sun sign. And I discovered there is so much more to your zodiac than just your sun sign. Getting deeper into astrology, I learned that each person is made up of a multitude of signs. 3 of the most important signs include the sun sign, your main zodiac sign, moon sign, inner emotions, and ascendant or rising sign, outer personality. Once I learned what these are, I was able to understand myself on a whole new level, and I was able to find inner peace once I realized that I was not alone. Through astrology, I uncovered many parts of myself, good, bad, and ugly. And eventually, I discovered that there are many people just like me. It was reassuring to know that there are many other Aquarians that are hypocrites, such as myself. There are many other Cancer risings who come off as snobby upon first impressions. And there are many other Virgo moons who are as critical as I am. I can't speak for everyone, but I would say there is a lot of comfort in knowing that there are other people who go through the same things as you. But most importantly, there is also power in knowing who you are. As I learned about my sun sign, I got closer to knowing who I am. I feel as though astrology helped me piece together certain aspects of myself that I hadn't really considered. I remember the first time I read about the Aquarius sun sign. I sat at the computer for hours and kept saying, "Oh, that explains why I'm so insert Aquarius trait here." I knew I was stubborn and prideful, but I never really understood why. Reading about my sign helped me understand myself better. Once I learned why I am the way I am, I was able to reflect and heal certain aspects of myself. Believe it or not, astrology is kind of like a cheat code to self-discovery. I don't want to get your hopes up too high, though. A cheat code does not mean easy way out. Self-discovery is never easy. However, astrology can put you on the right path to begin your journey to yourself. In this book, you will notice that each chapter, and thus zodiac sign, is divided into 6 sections. Self-awareness, zodiac signs unlocked, the good, zodiac signs unlocked, the bad, zodiac signs unlocked, the ugly, digging deeper, and where do I begin? Each section dives deeper into yourself. However, it all begins with self-awareness. It's important that you pay close attention to the self-awareness section, as that will unlock your mind, so that you can gain more out of this book. Don't get me wrong, though, every section is crucial. They are all important to achieving mindfulness in their own ways. I understand these titles probably mean nothing to you right now, but don't worry, I got you. Next, you will find out what to expect from each section provided to you in your zodiac signs chapter, and how to use it to your benefit. What is self-awareness, and why do I need it? What on earth is self-awareness? Well, to put it simply, having self-awareness is knowing who you are. Knowing your emotions, strengths, weaknesses, likes, dislikes, desires, and motivations are all major indicators of self-awareness. People that are self-aware are able to separate themselves from the outside world. They can look at themselves as an individual and truly evaluate who they are without the opinions of others. They're aware of how people perceive them, but remain true to themselves. Have you ever put an outfit on and loved it so much, but then asked your friend for their opinion? They say they don't like it, so you change. 5 minutes ago, you loved this outfit, but now you doubt yourself. This is a perfectly simple example of someone who is not self-aware. If you are self-aware, look in the mirror and love what you see, no one can tell you otherwise. You might take an opinion into consideration, but it doesn't change how you see yourself. Why? Because you know yourself. Practicing self-awareness is not easy. However, astrology does make it a lot easier. Don't worry, we will get there. I just want you to understand what it is first. When you become self-aware, you have gotten to know yourself. Getting to know you is beautiful and painful all at once. You get to know all the parts of yourself that you will fall in love with, while also discovering parts of yourself that need major inner work and improvement. It's all a part of your self-love and mindfulness journey. It may seem useless or unimportant, and I get that. However, it is crucial. Think of it this way. You're dating someone new. By date number 2, are you in love? No, of course not. I mean, unless you're a hopeless romantic Pisces, then maybe you are. How can you be in love with someone you don't even know? You have to spend a lot of time with this person. You have to figure them out, their traumas, their passions, likes, dislikes, and more. You have to get to know this person before you can even think about love. The same thing applies to us. How can you love yourself when you barely know yourself? It is not easy. It will hurt. You will learn a lot about yourself that you are not proud of. But with that will come all the good. It's difficult, but it is worth it. It is crucial to your growth. Before you begin your journey to mindfulness, I want you to ask yourself, am I self-aware? If the answer is an instant yes, congrats. You're one step ahead. If you have to think about it, you're probably not. But that's okay. That's why I'm here. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with astrology? Remember when I said that astrology is like a cheat code? What if I also told you that by knowing your sun, moon, and rising signs, you can get to know yourself a little faster? By using astrology, you can ask yourself the appropriate questions to get a deeper look into your personality. In this chapter, I suggest you grab a journal, a piece of paper, or open up the Notes app on your phone. To make things a little easier for you, I'm going to provide you with a list of questions to ask yourself based on some key traits of each zodiac sign. Ask yourself these questions, write down the answers, and at the end of this book, do it all over again and see your growth. Don't worry, I will remind you. For these questions, I want you to keep your moon sign in mind. Your moon sign is your inner self. It reveals the real you, the you that maybe only you know. It is hidden behind the mask of your ascendant sign and dives deeper into yourself than even your sun sign. Your moon sign represents your emotions, inner thoughts, and your private self. In order to know your moon sign, you must know your birth date, time, and place of birth. If you have no way of knowing your time of birth, don't worry. These will still apply to your sun sign. However, they may not resonate as heavily as your moon sign might. Refer to your sign in this book and ask yourself the questions provided to you in your chapter. I suggest using your sun or moon sign for best results. Reflect on the questions and answer them as honestly as possible. And remember, these questions are not here to stroke your ego. The truth hurts, but we must face it. Aries. Am I aware of how I make others feel around me, whether it is good or bad? Or am I only worried about myself? Do I feel the need to be in control of every situation around me, including things beyond my control, such as my emotions? Do I think before acting? Am I selfish? Taurus. Do I manipulate situations around me to appear as a victim? knowing that this can all be avoided if I express how I feel inside? Do I believe that I am better than others? Am I stubborn and incapable of admitting when I am wrong? Or do I always find a justifiable reason for my actions? Am I a lazy procrastinator? Gemini, does everyone that has experienced me know a different version of me? Do I find a problem in every solution? Do I project my inner anger onto others? Do I feel better about myself when I put others down? Cancer, do I set myself up for disappointment by expecting too much out of other people? When I am hurt, do I internalize it and wait for others to notice and get angry or upset if they don't? Am I genuine in my actions, or do I expect reciprocity? Do I hold grudges, and do I want to cause worse pain to those who have hurt me? Leo, am I intimidated by people who are more successful than me? Do I allow others to take advantage of my generosity out of love? Do I believe that I am better than everyone around me? Is my constant need to show others my greatness rooted in insecurity? Virgo, do I put too much pressure on myself and others to be perfect and set up unrealistic expectations which often lead to disappointment? Do I act out of emotion or logic? Is my way the only way, or am I able to be understanding of others? Am I stubborn? If so, how does this affect my relationship with others and myself? Libra, do I allow others to mistreat me because I want to avoid confrontation? Do I manipulate others around me to get what I want? Am I too open with people who don't deserve to have access to my inner self? If so, does this affect me or my relationships? Do I shut my loved ones out when I am upset or angry? Scorpio, do I carry my past and/or traumas into relationships with others? Am I a toxic partner, friend, or family member? Do I have toxic tendencies? Do I push people away when I need them the most? Am I able to open up and be vulnerable with at least one person other than myself? Sagittarius, do I have anger issues or project my internal anger onto my loved ones who don't deserve it? Do I fear responsibility due to my fear of giving up my freedom? Do I put myself or others first? Am I living for me? Do I bottle up all my emotions? Capricorn, do I have a fear of asking for help, even when I need it? Am I selfish with others? Am I too critical of others and myself? Do I believe that my way is the only or best way to do things, no matter the circumstances? Aquarius, am I ever able to see my wrongs, or am I too self-interested? Am I a hypocrite? How does this affect my relationships? Do I feel as though the world revolves around me, and that everyone should stop what they are doing to cater to me? Am I reactive? Do I think before I speak, or am I always out to defend myself? Pisces, am I truly misunderstood? Or do I fail to even attempt to give people the chance to understand me? Do I put as much love into myself as I do into others? Am I ignorant to what is going on around me because I want to live in a state of bliss? Does anyone truly know me? These questions, and the ones provided in each chapter, are specifically targeted toward the negative traits of each zodiac sign. Asking yourself these questions will force you to face the harsh truths of what your reality may be. Ponder them and be honest with yourself. If you answer yes to any of these questions, pay close attention to Zodiac Signs Unlocked the bad. In this section, these questions will be explored, and you will be provided with healing practices and steps to improving the flawed areas of your zodiac sign. Now, in order to achieve a greater sense of self-awareness, consider the following questions. These are simple questions that will force you to think about your inner self on a deeper level. 1. Who am I? 2. What do I like and dislike? 3. What are my strengths, weaknesses? 4. When am I the happiest? 5. What is my purpose? 6. What are my goals? 7. How would my friends describe me? 8. Am I proud of who I am currently? 9. What are my goals? 10. What areas of my life need improvement? Grab a journal and get writing. Put your favorite instrumental beats on YouTube, light a candle, and get to know yourself with the same eagerness you would have trying to get to know someone on a first date. Seriously, the answers don't have to be extremely profound. Keep it simple. The important thing is that you are being true to yourself in your answers. Maybe you don't want to admit you're selfish. I know I didn't. For the longest time, I kept saying I just have selfish tendencies. But the truth of the matter is, I was selfish. With my friends, family, and even myself. When I finally came to terms with this, I was able to make a change. Another way to think of self-awareness is by comparing your current state to a car. How on earth are you supposed to fix your car if you don't know what's broken? Sure, some light on your dashboard is on, but what specifically needs attention? You need to run a diagnostic and figure that out before any work can be done. It's not enough to know there's something wrong with you. Figure out your toxic or flawed traits and get to work. No one can do the inner work but you. So what are you waiting for? By now, hopefully, you understand the concept of self-awareness. I understand it can be difficult to know where to begin your journey to mindfulness. Here's where I come in. I'm going to help you discover yourself and to become more aware by using your zodiac sign. In your zodiac sign chapter, we'll be focusing on the best methods to discover your true self. I suggest you keep your sun and moon sign in mind. Get ready to get to know yourself on a whole new level. Zodiac signs unlocked. The good. This section is going to be all about stroking your ego. Hopefully you have already done some work on becoming self-aware. However, if not, this section will go over some positive personality traits in your zodiac sign that you may not have realized you have, so that you can become more aware. Maybe you are unaware of the fact you're a loving and considerate person, but after reading up on your sign, you will embrace the positive qualities within you. Before we dive deeper into who you are, it's important to know the difference between a cardinal, fixed, and mutable sign, otherwise known as modalities. Each of these qualities operates differently, so it can be very helpful to understand what quality you have. At the beginning of each zodiac subsection, you will be reminded of which of the three you are. Cardinal: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. They are known as the leaders. Fun fact: every single cardinal zodiac sign opens a new season. Aries leads into the springtime, summer begins during Cancer season, the arrival of autumn is during Libra season, and winter begins in Capricorn. Cardinal signs are self-motivated and are not afraid to take initiative in any given situation. They are trendsetters and they are born leaders. Mutable: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Every season ends with a mutable sign. Mutable signs are more open to change. They are able to adapt to any situation. They are very helpful in assisting others in times of change. They view life from a variety of different perspectives, so they are always prepared for what is to come. Fixed: Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Fixed signs are known to be more stubborn and set in their ways. They are usually aware of their purpose in life and are able to achieve many goals because of their ability to hold steady in life and in their goals. They have a hard time adjusting to change, and much of their personality is set from birth. They are reliable and stable. Now that you are aware of your modality, you can figure out how this relates to your personality. If you resonate with it, keep it in the back of your mind while hearing about your sign. Zodiac Signs Unlocked, the Bad. This will be a very brief section that will go in depth on the not-so-favorable traits of each zodiac sign. For example, the small habits that may annoy others. This will touch on the negative traits that can be annoying, but not too harmful to you or others. Pay attention to this section if you need insight as to what some of your negative traits may be. You can use the points discussed in this section as a journal prompt, so that you may reflect on these traits and decide whether or not you resonate with them. Zodiac Signs Unlocked, the Ugly. This section will seem simple, but it is crucial. It will focus on the main toxic trait of each zodiac sign. These toxic traits are likely to affect relationships, productivity, and one's mental state. This section is important because it reveals a side of your zodiac sign that you may not have considered. Here, you can learn how these traits might potentially be making a huge impact on your life if you were not aware of them. Digging deeper. Now that you are self-aware, this section will focus on what to do with the information provided to you in this book. This section will go over how everything you discovered about yourself could potentially be affecting your relationships with others. Once you hear this part, if it resonates with you, you will be more mindful of these traits when interacting with others. Where do I begin? This section will be short and sweet. How can you begin to break these habits? How can you use this information to better yourself and become the evolved version of your zodiac sign? In this section, you will be provided with techniques and self-reflection questions on how to deal with issues with others based off your zodiac sign. Chapter 1. The Aries. March 21st through April 19th. Ruling planet, Mars. Element, fire. Symbol, ram. Quality, cardinal. Opposite sign, Libra. Self-awareness. As an Aries, you might be having trouble in getting to know your flaws. Most Aries I've come across are overly confident and a little blind to their own weaknesses. I've had many Aries friends that are constantly arguing with their loved ones, but refuse to see that they might be the problem. One of my overly confident friends, we'll name her Joanna for the sake of this book, used to constantly ask me for relationship advice. Being the honest Aquarius that I am, I had no issue letting Joanna know when she was in the wrong. The problem was, no matter what I would say, Joanna came up with an excuse. She could not accept that the root of most of her relationship problems began with her, so she never did the inner work on herself to be better. Instead, she ended up in multiple relationships that led nowhere. Don't be discouraged, though. If you've picked this book, you are ready to do the inner work. I believe in you. In my opinion, every sign has their own unique way of becoming more aware. Some methods might be similar, probably signs within the same elements. However, I'm here to give you a personalized self-awareness guide. Step 1. Ask your most trusted friend or family member to name 10 of your best and worst traits. As an Aries, the opinions of others matter a lot to you. If you were to sit down, look in the mirror, and ask yourself to come up with 10 bad traits, you would probably find only one. That's okay. I wish I had that confidence, but my overly critical Virgo moon gets in the way. This is why we have our loved ones around, to tell us the shit we don't want to hear. You just have to be willing to listen. I suggest asking a few friends, just to see if there is a pattern. If 5 friends tell you you're selfish, I think it's a good idea to reflect on that. If 4 people say you're considerate, then you probably are. Step 2. Make a list of all the good and bad traits your loved one made you aware of. Again, you're allowed to disagree. Just make sure you are fair to yourself and take the time to reflect on the traits your loved ones have given you. If they say you're selfish and you do not resonate with this, ask them why they said this. Ask for examples. Don't stop there. Get as much information as you can so that you can get to the truth. Maybe after a few conversations, you will realize that you are selfish. You are also human, and humans are not perfect. Now that you know you possess certain negative traits, you can work on them. You ran the diagnostic, and now you can start fixing your car. Step 3. Document your process on video. As an Aries, you probably have a busy life. You like to get things done quickly and be productive. Normally, I suggest journaling, that's what I do, but I can't help but think you would prefer a less time-consuming method. Instead, grab your smartphone and do a weekly check-in. Document your progress on this journey. Talk about what you have learned about yourself, what you are working on, the progress, and how you feel. Answer some of the earlier questions on video and rewatch them at the end of the month to see how far you have come. You might see progress in 2 weeks or 4 months. There is no timeline. Don't rush this process. This is your mental health. It's okay if it takes time. Make these videos 1 to 5 minutes in length and start to see how much your life will change. If videos do not work for you, keep notes on your phone and make sure they're dated. Whatever works for you. Step 4. Hold yourself accountable by telling a friend about your journey. You probably fear failure. If you are only accountable to yourself, it is more likely that you may neglect your self-awareness journey. If you tell a loved one about the work you are doing to improve your mental health, it holds you accountable. If you decide it's too much or you can't keep up with the inner work, you probably don't want to tell someone else you've given up. How embarrassing. If someone else knows about your process, it will help to keep you on this path. And remember, you are doing this for you. So lying to a friend when they ask you if you recorded your progress or wrote in your journal last night isn't going to help anyone. You got this. Zodiac signs unlocked. The good. You know those people that you meet who you can't seem to find anything wrong with? It's almost like they can do no wrong. They're personable, funny, charming, and couldn't hurt a fly. Yeah, they're probably Aries. Upon first impressions, Aries are one of the friendliest signs. They are talkative and charming, and know how to keep a conversation going, sometimes for too long. If you are an Aries, you probably consider yourself to be the best person in the room, no matter who is in it. Especially if your rising sign is Aries. Your exterior appearance will come off as confident, unbothered, and loving. That's the type of energy I think we could all benefit from. The typical Aries, sun, moon, or rising, may display some of the following traits. Sun, leadership abilities, practical, confident, risk-taker, efficient, open, productive. Moon, outspoken, loving, considerate, sensitive, caring, nurturing. Rising, energetic, talkative, courageous, funny, flirty, open, charming, personable. The evolved Aries. The evolved Aries is like no other. That is what we are trying to achieve through this book, to evolve and become the greatest version of ourselves. If you practice the methods given to you in this book, you can and will become your best self. As an evolved Aries, you will experience confidence inside and out. The Aries radiates confidence like no other. Once you reach this point, everywhere you talk, you will grab the attention of others. People will want to know you or be you, but they won't know why. It's the energy that you give off as an evolved Aries. This Aries is also kind and selfless. I remember being super close to an Aries named Ciara for many years. Ciara was one of the most selfless persons I've ever known. She was the type to give you her last dollar. Serious.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?